I wanted to go into a little bit more detail about the video that I posted a little bit ago. So, essentially, my personal journey with my feelings of being a doppelganger or a tulpa or something like that started in April of 2018. I had a dream or an experience. I'm not quite sure how I would interpret it exactly. But in this experience, I was with a group of people, and I did not know this group of people. And as I was standing next to them, there was this loud, like tinnitus, ringing, like screeching bell sound in my ears. And then finally, my roommate came over and he grabbed my arm and he pulled me away. And he didn't say anything, but the sound lowered until it was gone, and I realized the implication was that the closer I was to people, the louder it would be, and so I needed to be distant. So after this, I went into what in my dream was my bedroom, but it was not my bedroom. It didn't look anything like my bedroom. And the layout is important. There was a closet along one wall, and then my bed, which for some reason, the head of the bed was away from the window, and like the foot of the bed was against the window. And then there was a bedside table with a lamp, like right in front of the window. I walk into this room, and there's just people all along the wall in front of the closet. And after the tinnitus, the sounds that were just so loud, I had this kind of underwater experience in my ears. You know, kind of like you get right after, like, maybe a gunshot or something like that hits. And I started shouting at these people. I couldn't hear them. I started shouting, "Get out, get out, get out, get out." And I could hear my voice in this kind of distorted way. So all the people start leaving. I close the door behind them, and I lay down in the bed, and I have my head, the head of the bed, and my feet pointed towards the window, and I sit there. And at some point, I guess my mind drifted off at some point, the light had been turned off, the lamp. And I look out the window, the blinds are closed, but I see the outline of a person. And I kind of back up and I start knocking on the wall behind me, which I understand my roommate is back there, and I'm knocking, trying to get his attention, and trying to say his name, but like his name won't come out of my lips for some reason, and then boom, I completely slam awake, just completely. I double up in bed. I start bawling and crying. I do not sleep the rest of the night. The next morning starts, and fortunately, this was a day that I worked at a school at the time, and it was a weekend, so I didn't have to worry about going in. But I took a shower, and in the shower, I collapsed to my knees. I started retching. I started crying. I was just having this like traumatic experience of like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. Just screaming like, this is not my life. This is not my home. None of this is mine. None of this is mine. It's just so intense and so, so, so real. Um, and I just couldn't get out of that mind space. I just couldn't. And I had to live with it because it's like, well, what the fuck do you do? What do you do? So, I move on, live my life, and I kind of slowly come to this realization that I replaced somebody. I replaced somebody. I was the silhouette in the window. Like, did I kill somebody? I had this kind of idea in therapy recently of like, did I actually murder somebody and take their place? Like, it's not my intention. I didn't want to do that. But it happened and I can't take it back. And I have tried to take it back since it happened. Also, since it happened, I changed my name. I changed my gender identity. I changed my sexuality. I changed the way I dress. I changed the way I speak. Um, I lost friendships, got different friendships. I joined a cult. I did all these things of just kind of trying to find my life after being dropped into somebody else's. And my previous video that was taken 2 years ago, I was very much trying to make sense of that experience and everything that I had kind of come to know over the past, I think it was 4 years that I made that video after the night where that happened. I am a very introspective person. I've always been a very introspective person. I have a live journal that I started in 2004 and I still update. I've been in therapy. I've done inpatient programs. I've done outpatient programs. Done DBT, CBT, like all the letters that you can possibly think of. And this was prior to April of 2018. So my idea was, and I don't know if it's true, this is just my theory that I came up with, is that my ruminations, or the previous me's ruminations, created a tulpa. And that tulpa incarnated somewhere else. I'm not sure where. Probably not too far. I guess I don't know for sure if it wasn't too far or not, because I don't know how long it took for me to find them, you know? I could have been walking for a really long time, kind of like in the movie It Follows, just making a straight path, just a beeline to this apartment, to that window. So it's hard to think about, it's hard to contextualize, it's hard to figure out. I had theories. I posted my theory. It's very personal. It's very intensely personal to talk about this, and I've really only talked about it to my roommate and my therapist, and I haven't really maybe spent the time that I need to spend on it in order to process what really happened, because it's like, did I kill somebody? Why? Why am I here? It explains, these feelings of I don't belong here, to continue being intensely personal. I had an episode. I have bipolar disorder. I was diagnosed with it in 2020. I had an episode, a psychotic episode, where I carved the word fake into my leg very, very deeply. Because I'm not entirely sure where my mindset was, but I wanted to be replaced again. I wanted the third incarnation to happen, and I wanted it to be very clear that I am not real. So that's where I'm at with this journey, this understanding. I've done research on tulpas and doppelgangers. A lot of my ideas have honestly come from film, like It Follows, Lake Mungo, several others. The Hollow Man, I think, is the name of another one that really kind of gave me this epiphany when I watched it. I've just put a lot of thought into it, so I'd be interested in other people's thoughts and ideas about this. I would definitely be open to a dialogue, as long as people are respectful of everyone else's beliefs, namely mine, because I know that this is an unusual belief, and it has caused some rifts in relationships that I've had. So yeah, thank you for watching this one, and I might post more videos about it. I'm not really sure what inspired me to do it today, but here we are. Anyway,